minutes ago, Royal Knights won the toss and chose to insert Mighty Warriors into bat first. Let's take a quick look at the toss video and the interview with the two captains.
Bro.
Good afternoon, cricket fans of the Bay Area. Welcome to Hayward, California. It is a lovely fall afternoon here at Hayward and we are moments away from the Division A finals for NACL Summer 2025. Introducing the folks here, the far end, Mr. Veera and Mr. Arun, who will umpire this Division A finals. And we have three members of the NACL leadership group, Mr. Reza Bhai, head of NACL cricket, Mr. Arjun and Mr. Abdul, the committee members. And to my left, the gentleman in the hot seat, Janish Mistry, captain Royal Knights, and Tejas Sriprada, captain Mighty Warriors, about to do battle for the Division A title. We are seconds away from the toss. Can I invite Janish Mistry to toss the coin?
Actually, yeah.
Okay. So Tejas is going to toss coin. Heads. Heads is a call from Janish. It is heads. Royal Knights have won the toss and Janish says he's going to bowl first. Any changes in your playing 11 compared to the semi-finals?
No changes. We are sticking with the same 11 that played the semi-final.
And do you have a specific total in mind you want to restrict the Mighty Warriors to?
Anything around 120 would be good total to chase down. Yeah.
Good luck. All set for the first ball of the finals. Teja, would you guys have better to bowl first for Royal Knights?
We wanted to bat first.
That is a perfect outcome for both teams.
Right.
And you have total in mind? Bhargav, Vujini, opening batters.
I think with the wind
Mighty
in factor,
Warriors.
140 to 150 should be a good total.
And what's been the chat with the boys before the finals?
And obviously we wanted to bat first because of the pressure.
Fieldsman
There's
that
always pressure
trickles
chasing.
towards
Anything
the
over
holdings
130,
for an
140 on
early
the board,
boundary. That is a handy.
There's a lot of scoreboard pressure when people are batting. You know, you don't tend to play your natural game when you see runs on the board when you're chasing. At least in our team's experience. So we wanted to bat first and glad it worked out. Although I lost the toss. So hopefully we'll put some good runs on the board and try to defend them.
Good luck.
Thank you.
The news from the middle: Royal Knights have won the toss and have inserted Mighty Warriors into bat first. Thank you. Launched aerially by Tejas Sriprada. That is a magnificent strike for 6. Sriprada with the early broadsides. Folks who just joined live, good afternoon and welcome to the live stream. We are in the middle of the first over. A dot ball to open the first over and then a pull shot over square leg, and this time a magnificent strike over a deep mid wicket for 6 by skipper Tejas Sriprada. Mighty Warriors on to a magnificent start. Much better from Jai's side, this time speared in full, dugout back towards the bowler. This time a sweep shot. The man from square leg runs back and to his left. The batters have enough time to complete a couple of rounds. It's all been even numbers so far, not 4, 6, not and 2. The only men in the deep are a long on and a deep mid wicket. That is bowled in the channel. That is a quiet finish to a thunderous first over. Mighty Warriors 12 for none after 1. Dhruval Parikh into the attack, bowling right arm over the wicket. Cut away to a cover point fieldsman and the ring for a dot ball. Quiet start to the second over. Bowled in full, dug out with soft hands towards short square leg, which allows the batters to complete a quick single. Teja, the man who was facing that last ball, the first over is actually dealt with by Bhargav Vujini, the left-handed batter. The scorecard doesn't quite show the right batter on strike, so these big strikes in the first over, the left-handed batter with 4 and 6 was actually Bhargav Vujini. Dhruval bowling around the wicket. Bhargav goes, boom, square leg is the region in business. Deep mid wicket runs to his left to keep the batters to just a single. That is swept along the ground this time. It is a pretty thick outfield, which means when you hit strokes along the ground, even if it's a well-struck shot, it's not always going to be a 4. Dhruval switches to over the wicket for the right-handed Teja Sriprada. Bashed into the wicket, allows Teja to launch it over the cover region. It trickles into the boundary after a few bounces. That is a continuation of this boundary-laden start for Mighty Warriors. "14 for none" in the middle of the second over. Not quite the result Royal Knights would want after winning the toss and asking Mighty Warriors to bat first. Ball much fuller by the bowler, much better. Dug out back towards the bowler. Sriprada goes low and sweeps it through square leg. There's a bit of a fumble with the man in the ring. He runs back and keeps the batters to just a single. Good flat throw back to the keeper. That is a 7-run second over. Mighty Warriors after 2 overs, 19 for none. That has been dug out towards the long on region by Teja Sriprada for a single. Bhargav goes low and sweeps that towards the deep square leg region. There is a man at the fence for this precise shot. It is only a single. Struck fiercely through the covers by the skipper. That allows the batters to come back for a couple of runs. The outfield slowing the ball down a wee bit. A good looking cover drive on the front foot by Tejas Sriprada. Just the previous ball, long one was sent a little further right, but this time it was struck to the wide long off region as Harry continues to pull around the wicket. This time Teja gives himself a bit of room and carves him up over covers. This time it is a more authoritative stroke leading to a one bounce four. The early onslaught from this opening pair continues. That was an elegant cover drive. Teja walking down the track a little bit and giving himself a bit of room. The scorecard is up to speed. The right batters have been accounted for their corresponding runs. Speared full, but a fierce sweep shot by Tejas Sriprada. Is that 6 or 4? In fact, it plugs in the outfield and goes backwards, allows the fielder to recover. That's only a single. That was a beautifully struck shot, going down low and fetching it into the deep square leg region. Both batters in sparkling form in this brief innings so far, as Mighty Warriors move to 27 for none. 2 balls to go in the third over. That is a wide outside the tram line in the off. First wide of the finals. A fierce slam towards deep square. There is a man at the fence. Has he stopped it? Not quite. 4 says the umpire. That is another costly over on the trot. Mighty Warriors have really gotten off on the front foot here. 33 for none after 3 overs. Twelve runs of the first Jai Desai over, followed by 7 runs of Dhruval's first over, and then 14 runs of Harry's first over, helped with a couple of boundaries. This left and right opening partnership finding boundaries in different pockets of the ground. We've seen lofted cover drives, we've seen these sweep shots, especially by the left-handed batter Bhargav. swept fine by Tejas Sriprada for a single as Dhruval continues to bowl his second over. Adjustments in the field for this left and right pair as they rotate the strike. That is angled down the leg side, wide on the leg side, this time with Dhruval. Let's take a look at the journey that these two teams have forged to get to this finals. Mighty Warriors in the regular season as part of Group B of Division A, posting a 6-2 record in the round robin. Bhargav strikes this over deep mid wicket. It clears the boundary by a significant number of yards. That is another handsome six. A second six from the flashing blade of this left-handed batter. That is bold shot and did not have too much pace on it, setting up nicely for a big swing across the line by Bhargav. Mighty Warriors have gotten off to a mighty start here. Every over has found at least one boundary. Five men in the deep. It is a spread out field right now. There is a long on, a deep mid wicket, a deep square leg in place to complement a long off and what looks like a deep third man. Batted towards the short mid wicket region for a rare dot ball by Bhargav. Can Royal Knights stem this early onslaught with a wicket? Both of these batters have been finding the boundaries regularly. Launched down the ground. There is a man at long on who runs to his right to keep that to a single. Fielded on the bounce. Going back to Mighty Warriors' record, 6-2 in the regular season. 6 wins coming against Lords 2.0, Skippers, Royal Knights, CSK Yorkers, Money Heist and Titans. And losing a couple of games against Royal Kings and Money Heist. They picked up wins against the Rebels and the Titans in the quarterfinals and the semi-finals. Wide beyond the offside tramline this time. Tejas Sriprada giving himself a bit of room, but the bowler going too wide off the lines. This time placed into the vacant square leg region in the ring for a useful single. In a blink of an eye, both batters in double figures. Bhargav Vijay in fact has surged to a quarter century, 25 of just 12 balls with 2 fours and 2 sixes. He's really headlined this innings. Despite the innings being so young, Tejas Sriprada 16 from his 11 balls so far. Bowled a little outside the off stump. Bhargav trying to fetch that with a sweep shot but makes no contact. A useful dot to finish this fourth over. 6 3 singles and 2 wides makes it 11 run over. Mighty Warriors a pretty handsome 44 for none after 4 overs. Let's take a look at Royal Knights' journey into the finals. They were part of Group A. They posted 5 wins against 3 losses. Their 5 wins coming against Unstoppable, Rebels, Gadir Lions, Astros Plus, and an aborted game against Daredevils. the 3 defeats coming up against Singh Cricket Club, Mighty Warriors and Seamers. So these 2 teams have faced once in the round-robin stage when Mighty Warriors came up trumps. In the playoffs, Royal Knights got the better of Lords in the quarterfinals and beat Money Heist in a very close chase in the semi-finals. Both of these 2 teams are no stranger to the big stage. They were both involved in the finals in the previous tourney as well in the spring. Royal Knights coming within a whisker of the Division B title back in spring. The right-handed Tejasri Pradha is on strike as Jai Desai comes back for his second over. He was taken for some runs by the left-hander in the first over. It is a 5-4 field at the moment, 5 on the offside. Teja moves across and paddles it fine. The keeper runs back. The batters think about 2 but stay with a safe single. Good work by the keeper running back in quick time. Despite the fast start, the fieldsmen are chirping words of encouragement for the bowling unit. Royal Knights have to find a way to string a quiet over or 2 and get the batters a little impatient. Bhargav goes boom. It is in the gap. A 1 bounce 4. The boundaries continue to flow off Bhargav Vujini's bat. There hasn't been a single over in this innings so far which hasn't featured a boundary. Challenge for the bowling attack at the moment is both of these batters are targeting different areas of the ground. Bhargav Vujini fancying square leg and mid wicket. Tejasri Pradha liking long off and extra cover and the occasional paddle. Bhargav goes down low and plays a tumbling shot but does not quite get any bat on that. That is a useful dot ball for the bowler. Ball a little shorter, top edge, but there is no man in the short square leg or short fine leg region that allows the batters to scamper a comfortable couple of runs. Once again, the keeper runs back to clean up. Dots have been rare to come by in this short inning so far. Mighty Warriors bring their 50 up inside the 5th over. This is a tremendous start, especially in the finals. This is a complete contrast to the Division B finals which occurred earlier in the morning. That is a lot quieter affair. Kings 11 posting 70 odd against Orange Army. Heave ho! Long on runs to his left and in vain. The ball clears the fence by at least 12 yards. Bhargav Vujini is putting his fingerprints on this finals through a fusillade of boundaries. That is his third 6 to go alongside his third 4. He jumps to 37 of just 17 balls. The strike rate soaring at 217. left alone. That is a rare, quiet dot ball. Jai Desai finishes his second over. He's got figures of none for 25 after 2. Mighty Warriors 57 for none after 5.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to NACL A Division Finals. Hari, thanks again. Wonderful to have you here. I see your success in minor league, next step major league. Congratulations on that, Hari.
Good afternoon, sir. Zerzabhai. Great to be here on the finals. Two pretty competitive teams which are no stranger to the big stage, competing for the big Division 8 title. And great to be here commentating at NACL finals. It is fun to commentate at minor league. Look forward to more opportunities to commentate live cricket. And good afternoon to Mr. Vishal Tikku sitting to my right, the man helming this broadcast, who's driven his truck from Arizona, a truck laden with a lot of cameras, so our cricket lovers in the Bay Area can catch this NACL action live.
Very grateful to Vishal Bhai. He's always been committed to cricket. He's done a lot of minor league broadcasts, a lot of other cricket tournaments. Wishing Vishal Bhai nothing but success, and we're very grateful to have Vishal Bhai help us out with this production today. Two competitive teams. Mighty Warriors have been here before. You can see the experience in the finals. Captain leading the front, Tejas. Royal Knights need to make an adjustment, and they need to make it quick. Games starting to get out of their hand, but they're a crafty crew. I'm sure they have a few things up their sleeve.
One of those things might be the introduction of Kishan Panchal, as Teja goes down low and tries to reverse that through the slips region, but the man at wide slip intercepts. Can Kishan Panchal price open this partnership? He's bowling right arm over to the right-handed Teja Sriprata. Teja trying to slap that one through square leg, but not quite getting enough of a connection. 2 dot balls on the bounce, which has been a rarity in this innings so far. It's a 5-4 field for Kishan Panchal, 5 on the offside. A wideish long off and a deep cover. Teja, has he reversed it back to the keeper? Not quite.
Just missed.
Royal Knights go up in appeal, and just for a wee moment I thought it found the flicker of a bat, but nope, says the umpire. 3 dot balls on the bounce, which is absolute gold for Royal Knights. They've been hard pressed to find these dot balls in this innings so far. Bashed into the wicket. This time Teja has pulled it. The man at deep mid wicket running to his right to keep that to a couple of runs.
Breaking news, guys. Congratulations, Escuela boys, C Division champions. What a game that was. They pulled it out in the last over. 168 for 9. Jersey 11 just a bit short. 162 for 9. Congratulations, Escuela boys. Congratulations, Jersey 11. What a game that was.
Teja again going reverse. This time he finds the gap between the keeper and the wideish slip. The batters have enough time to scramble a couple of runs. Again, the batters showing their ability to target different areas of the ground. That has been a feature of this partnership. Right-hander or left-hander, different pockets of the ground. Power shots combined with deft placement as well. And adding to the contrast, the headgear of the batters. Teja Sriprata with his white broad-brimmed hat, in contrast to the more demure cap worn by Bhargav. A streaky run behind the wicket, not so sure if it was bat or by. That is the end of Kishan Panchal's first over. 5 runs off it, which is quite a quiet over in the context of the game so far. Mighty Warriors 62 for none after 6.
Healthy run rate right now. Looks like Royal Knights are regrouping, coming up with a different plan. Royal Knights won the toss and chose to bowl. During the pre-game interview, Tejas, the captain of Mighty Warriors, said he would have batted, so both teams got what they wanted. Couple of players to watch out for. You got Nitin Kumar Kanduri coming out soon. Harry Dillon on the Royal Knights side. Crafty veterans. The field is spread out.
Shrikar V is into the attack. Appears to be bowling spin over the wicket to the right-handed Sri Prada. He's got a 5-4 field, a man at wide long off, a man at third man. Three men clustered in the deep on the onside between long on and a squarish deep mid wicket. Only man in the ring on the leg side is a short mid wicket. Attempted reverse, does not find any bat. A couple of quiet balls to begin this over of what appears to be leg spin by Shrikar V. He's got a good twirl of the arms, reminds me of a certain Mushtaq Ahmed. Definite end to the point region for a dot. That's 3 dot balls on the bounce. Chirps of encouragement from the Royal Knights. Tripada going across and trying to fetch it towards square leg, makes no contact. This time bowled a little wide of the off stump. He drives that. He finds a good chunk of that. That is a beautiful boundary.
Mighty Warriors are on a mission. Every over seems like they're getting a boundary. They're pushing it. Tejas is leading from the front.
Attempted reverse, again does not make any serious contact. That is the end of a 4-run over from the spin of Shrikar V. Very quiet over in the context of this very, very frenetic start. Mighty Warriors 66 for none after 7 overs.
Harry, you've been with us for quite a while now. You've seen the league grow right in front of you.
Absolutely, absolutely. I've been part of NACL commentary for the last couple of years. I've commentated at quite a few finals, which has been a terrific experience seeing some of the best talent in the Bay Area on feature. We have players from NACL play in the US minor league. For example, Vijayram Nandula featured for the San Diego Surf Riders in this recent minor league. And we see plenty of teams queue up to get into NACL. There's a lot of interest and intent from teams across the Bay Area to try and find a spot in the NACL tournament.
Nitin Kumar Kanduri also was featured in minor league last year. Congratulations to him. He missed this season because he got married. He went to India. But congratulations to Nitin and wishing him nothing but success in the future. We're proud to have him play in our league.
This sure is a league that feeds a lot of cricket passion that Bay Area cricket lovers have. Grounds around the South Bay and the East Bay, conventional cricket grounds with 360 degrees of access. A big mole by Bhargav. It might have been edge Under edge perhaps, trickles back. The batter scamper for a quick single. That is good foot speed by the batter to complete a sort of risky second run.
That was close, but at the end of the day, he made his ground easily.
Kishan Panchal with the ball for his second over.
You could see the body language of Royal Knights. One or two boundaries. You can see it in the fielders. They need to come up with a plan B to bring the game back.
That is a good ball, quick and outside the off stump. Great line by Kishan Panchal, eliciting the leave from the batter.
I think that's the line he needs to maintain and be consistent with that line. Anything middle or leg, Bhargav's gonna kill it.
Pull shot, top edge, the keeper is in business and the keeper completes the business. That is a much needed breakthrough for Royal Knights. They've been under the pump by this opening partnership, especially the left-handed Bhargav Vujula doing a fair bit of damage. He departs for an extremely well-made 39 from 21 balls with the help of 3 4s and 3 6s. He has put his team in a pretty strong position early on in the piece here at the big Division A finals. He makes a walk back as Mighty Warriors find themselves 68 for 1 of 7.3 overs. Skipper Jainish Mistry behind the wicket who completed that catch, bringing a much-deserved wicket for Kishan. Kishan Panchal's bowled the only overs so far which haven't featured boundaries. Every other bowler's travel for boundaries, at least one boundary if not more. A couple of dot balls and a slightly shorter ball climbing on the batter, inviting a pull shot, but only finding the leading edge. The challenge for Royal Knights though is in walks Krishna Teja Reddy in at number 3, and this man is a prolific scorer as well. Mighty Warriors have a pretty stacked top order.
Very talented team, very, very talented team.
Taking a look at the overall batting charts for Mighty Warriors through this tournament, Tejas Sriprad has accumulated 229 runs and counting, striking at 111 and beyond, averaging 32 plus with a high score of 46, and he's accumulated 26 runs to that total today. Krishna Teja Reddy 180 runs, striking at 115, averaging 36 with the highest of 72. He's no stranger to scoring a bunch of runs in the finals. Bhargav Vujini, the man who just got out, 145 runs with a strike rate of 117. Kishan Panchal has been influential with the ball through the tournament for Royal Knights. 13 wickets across his 10 games so far, not counting the wicket he just took off the left-handed Bhargav. His best so far, 3 for 33. His overall economy this tournament, 5.3. Can he turn the strike into a double strike as Krishna Teja takes strike? We have 2 right-handers in the middle now. Bowled full, Krishna goes low, but he does not find any serious bat on that one. Krishna Teja is the kind of batter who has multiple options for different balls. He can play the conventional cover drives, the big swings over mid-wicket, and he also can go down low and open up other areas behind the ground. This one, a full toss around off stump, driven towards long off for a single. Krishna's off the mark. Speared in full. That is a magnificent tumbling catch by the wicketkeeper. The batsman isn't moving anywhere. The umpires are conferring. That was speared in full, found some part of bat from this vantage point at the com box. Janish Mistry dived to his left and took it with one hand. The umpires are conferring. I don't think a final decision's been made yet. Off you go, says the umpire. That is a pretty big moment for the Royal Knights. Teja Sriprada isn't quite convinced it is out, but when the umpire says go, it is go time. Taking a look at the replay, the ball decked back in after pitching. It isn't super clear from the replay if it found a little bit of inside edge, but that was a stunning take by the wicketkeeper, tumbling to his left. The skipper delivering a very handy catch for his team. Kishan Panchal has dragged his team back into this contest with a couple of wickets in his second over. He's got figures of 2 for 8 of his 2 overs, which is tremendous in the context of this very, very blazing start by the Mighty Warriors. Teja Sriprada goes back for a well-made 26 from 24 with 3 fours. He, alongside Bhargav, have really set up Mighty Warriors for a big total. Nothing like a great catch to galvanize the fielding unit despite the early onslaught. These 2 quick wickets injecting a little bit of energy into the spirit of the fielders and the bowlers as Shrikar V continues to operate from right arm over the wicket. We got some more spin on show. He tweaks his field. Krishna Teja Reddy is on strike. The new man in at number 4 is at the non-striker's end. Vijay Chintapalli is that man. The spinner is operating with what appears to be a 5-4 field. 3 men in the deep on the offside, perhaps because the ball is turning away from the right-hander. Krishna goes down low and outside the off-stump, trying to open up the square leg region, but makes no contact. That is struck towards the deep point fieldsman for a single. There is a bit of an overthrow. That is not something the Royal Knights could afford at this stage. The throw was not going to the bowler. It went to the mid-off fieldsman, which allowed the batters to complete a second run. Shrikar V, the leggies, picked up 8 wickets in this tournament so far. Economy 5.3 with the best of 3 for 11. This time Krishna goes aerial into the leg side. Square leg runs to his left, makes a tumbling dive, but the ball defeats him and trickles towards the fence. Deep mid-wicket runs to his right and keeps the batters to possibly what looks like a couple of runs. It is all happening in the middle. Lots of boundaries, a couple of quick wickets, airy-fairy shots, tumbling dives. The occasional chirp from the fielding unit complemented by the occasional chirp of the Blue Jays around the ground. Floated in full by the leggy, this time struck firmly down the ground for a single. That brings Vijay Chintapalli on strike for the first time. Tickled towards the short fine leg region by Vijay. Push back towards mid-on region for another dot ball. Shrikar has been able to deliver quite a few dots in his spell so far. He's got figures of none for 9 of his 2 overs. Mighty Warriors after 9 overs, 74 for 2. Krishna goes across and fetches that one towards the fine leg region. Deep square leg has a big chase on his hands. The man running back from the offside is the man who fields it eventually. That's a couple of runs. Harry Dillon adjusts his field as he continues to operate right arm around the wicket to Krishna. Speared in full, driven off the front foot towards long off for a comfortable single. Harry Dillon also operating with a 5-4 field. 3 men in the deep on the offside, a long off, and a couple of men in the square region. One a deep third man and one a deep point. This time different end to the offside for a very quick single. In fact, there is a misfield that allows the batter to complete a second run. Krishna goes looking for the reverse. He finds a bit of inside edge which trickles towards the silly mid-on region. The batters hustle and complete a single. The last couple of balls were actually faced by Vijay Chintapalli. Correction, not quite Krishna. He was off the mark with that cover drive which resulted in the misfield. Krishna goes low and scoops it over the keeper's head. They should be able to think of a second run, throw back towards the bowler, but the batters have enough time to come back for 2. That is a lot of skill and innovation on display. Krishna always trying to put pressure on the bowlers by innovating. This time struck into the offside. There is a bit of a half stop which allows the batters to complete a scrambled single. That is the end of a 9-run over by Harry Dillon. He's got figures of none for 23 of his 2. Mighty Warriors find themselves 83 for 2 after 10 overs. Welcome back to cricket fans around the Bay Area as we pick up action from Hayward, California. Mighty Warriors at the halfway stage 83 for 2 after being asked to bat first by Royal Knights. Shrikar continuing with his spin from right arm over the wicket that was worked into the offside for a dot ball by Krishna Teja Reddy. Krishna goes reverse, he finds a good connection. The man in the ring might have just got a hand to it, but the ball had enough ferocity to go through the point region for a 4. That is again more innovation by Krishna Teja. Going down low and tracking the line of the ball and finding a good chunk of that. He has been looking to use his long levers, always looking to open up areas behind the wicket keeper with paddles and sweeps and reverse sweeps, and occasionally pressing on the front foot to play his conventional shots. It is always a challenge for the bowling unit against a batter like this. This time slaps it through the covers as short cover runs back. That is going to be a comfortable couple of runs. This is a bit of a danger phase for Royal Knights. They were put under immense pressure by the opening pair in the first 5 or 6 overs, and then Kishan got them back in with a double strike. This time reversed into the point region for a single. Royal Knights managed to keep a lid on the run rate in the last 2 or 3 overs leading into the break. They want to make sure they build on that right after the break and deliver a couple of quiet overs and ideally get rid of one of these batters, preferably Krishna. Vijay Chintapalli has scored 137 runs of just 110 balls across this tournament, averaging 17 plus, striking 124 plus with the highest of 42. This has been a relatively quiet finish to an 8-run 11th over. Shrikar has figures of none for 17 of his 3 overs so far as Mighty Warriors find themselves 91 for 2 after 11. Krishna goes low and unfolds a reverse hit. Point runs to his right and tries to pat it back into the field, but the ball wins the race. Again, a lot of innovative skill, again targeting the square region on the offside. Krishank Patel is the bowler, bowling right arm over the wicket. That wasn't a bad ball by any stretch, but Krishna using his deft touch and his innovative streaks to good effect. Going for a reverse, but this time the bowler adjusting, bowling further outside the off stump and keeping it a lot fuller, which made it all the more difficult for the batter to get under the ball. The batter inquiring with the umpire about the wide, but the wide line moves as you move into the offside. This time Krishna advances and tries to work it in front of the wicket, finds a thickish edge towards the gully fielder. Attempted reverse. This time it is a wide. Correction, Vijay Chintapalli is the man who's been facing these 3 balls in this 12th over. So Vijay struck that boundary earlier. This time Vijay gets a full toss. He hits it towards square leg, runs in. The ball trickles through his hands and finds a boundary. Disappointment for the bowler. That was a lot happening on that delivery there. A full toss. First off to begin with, Vijay hitting an airy-fairy pull shot. The square leg fielder was in business for a couple of seconds. Unfortunately not quite able to get to the ball. The sun is beginning to beat down on this outfield. It was quite slow in the Division B finals earlier in the morning, but right now most balls which have some airtime tend to eventually trickle through the fence. Vijay goes low and tries to slam it towards point. Might have hit the back of the bat. It trickled towards fine leg and the batters complete a slightly risky single. Proactive running by Krishna Teja Reddy, calling his partner through, running to the danger end. There's a sense of proactive batsmanship by all of the batters for Mighty Warriors through this innings. At the toss, when skipper Jainish Mistry won the toss for Royal Knights, he mentioned they would like to keep the Mighty Warriors to something around 120, 130 thereabouts. At the moment, the Warriors will breach that and then goes a lot further up. Attempted reverse by Krishna on that occasion. Finds not any contact. That is a dot ball to finish a 10-run over, including a wide. Mighty Warriors at the end of 12 overs, 101 for 2. As we speak, we find the yellow jerseys of Escuela boys right next to us. The shine of their Division C title victory reflecting on all their smiles at the moment. I'm joined by Escuela boys' Harsha sitting next to me. Congrats on the win, Harsha.
Thank you.
Have you guys already partied enough, or the party hasn't started yet?
Not yet. The plan is for maybe next week, depending upon the players' availability. We want to plan that out.
It was quite a close finish. You guys were won by six runs.
Exactly. I think it was, I would say, like very good batting at the end from them. So it was like needed around 90 odd runs from 6 overs. They did pick really well. They picked most of our bowlers, but at the end, I think the bowler who did not bowl a single owner bowl, so he did save us at the end. So he bowled really well.
This is Escuela boys' first title.
This is our first title, and we took part in the last season. We lost in the qualifiers, but this time, yeah, it was nice.
Dhruval Parakh is back into the attack for the 13th over. A stifled appeal for caught behind, but no contact with the bat on that occasion. Both batters, Vijay and Krishna, into double figures. Vijay Chintapalli 13 of 10 with 2 fours. He goes down low, tries to slam a reverse, but again no contact. The batters have not been shy of taking the innovative option. In fact, that seems to be the preferred approach. And the Escuela boys would be moving up to Division B after this terrific run this tournament, capping it off with a title win. A scrambled single from a defensive shot into the offside, and an overthrow means the batters have enough time to complete a second run. Royal Knights can ill afford these extra runs. Was the outfield at your venue any different? This is a bit of a slowish outfield.
Yeah,
with a lot of grass.
we have a very good outfield there, and even the offside shots were easily can go to boundary. And even one of our batsmen hit a straight drive that also went to our boundary. I think boundary. I mean, the ground was superb there.
Interesting.
And also at the end, they did made use of the wind as well. I mean, anything. We thought we were about to catch, but it was sailing to the six.
Interesting.
So.
The wind hasn't quite picked up on this ground yet.
Okay, yeah, there I think the second innings, maybe after 11th, 12th over, the wind did pick up there.
That one's been punched to the covers. The batters are quick enough to complete a pair of runs. Four runs of this Dribble Parik over so far. He travelled for a few in one of his early overs against the opening pair, so this is quite the decent over so far. Reverse, a good chunk of that. Point can run to his right only in vain. Another beautiful boundary by Vijay, again targeting his preferred region, square on the offside with his reverse. He moves to 21 from 16 courtesy of that boundary, his third. Both batters competing with each other for incredible strike rates. Vijay 21 of 16, striking at 130 plus. Krishna Teja 19 of 16 with a boundary 118. Mighty Warriors find themselves 109 for 2 after 13 overs. Reversed into the deep point region for a single. driven into the covers for a quick single, shy at the keeper's end by the cover fieldsman. Both batters in the 20s at the moment. Vijay Chintapalli 22 of 18. Krishna is back on strike, 20 from 17. Attempted cut shot. Does not find any contact. Shrikar V has bowled with a measure of control. Krishna again shaping for a reverse hit into the conventional cover region, but not quite finding any bat. Can Shrikar close out his spell with a wicket? This partnership has been steady, even though it's not been destructive yet. It has the makings of a very, very dangerous partnership. 42 runs so far. Conventional drive this time off the front foot. Very handsome shot by Krishna. 4 on the second bounce through long off. He picks up his second boundary as he moves to 24 from 20. That is the end of Shrikar's 4-over spell. None for 23 or 4 overs. He's sort of kept the batters quiet for the most part. But the partnership continues to flourish. .46 runs so far in exactly 6 overs. These two men continuing to do the good work which was started by the opening pair of Bhargav Vujini and Teja Sriprada, the skipper. Mild appeal for caught behind by the bowlers, the fielders, I must add. And the umpire says that's off the pad or the body. As Dhruval Parikh continues to bowl his last over. None for 26 of his 3 so far, 3.1. Vijay goes down low and hits that, fielded on the second bounce by the deep point fielder. Speared in full, dug out by Krishna into the cover region. That is fielded by the mid-off fieldsman. He gives himself a bit of room, does Vijay, and hits it into the deep on the offside in the cover region. The batters are quick enough to complete a second run. This is good batting all round by both these batters. Always on the lookout for proactive scoring opportunities. Even if they don't find boundaries on occasion, they're able to push the second run. reversed, but this time not hit with any serious connection. Trickles towards mid-off for a single. Vijay Chintapalli 26 of 22. I would wager he scored at least 15 runs of this 26 with those reverse hits, if not more. Krishna goes conventional. He's launched it into the hands of the man at the fence at wide, long off. Celebration time for the bowlers. Dhruval Parekh exults. He gets an important wicket off his last ball. Krishna Teja falls for a well-made 25 of 21. This was a dangerous looking partnership that has been snipped in its prime. "51 runs made in 7 overs. Ilyas, the man at the boundary who completed that very focused catch. That was a conventional drive down the ground by Krishna, getting on the front foot and hitting it uppishly. Replay. A good comeback by Dhruval Parekh. One must add, 1 for 31 of his 4 overs. He had to face some of the heat from the opening pair. Nitin Kumar Kanduri is the man in at number 5. He is at the non-strikers in at the moment. Vijay Chintapalli will take strike as Royal Knights sort out their bowling options. They've used 6 bowlers so far. Srikarvi, the only spinner on view today. Kishan Panchal's got a couple of overs. He's been the pick of the bowling so far. 2 overs, 2 for 8. Harry Dillon about to bowl the 16th over. He begins around the wicket. Speared in full. It's been ramped behind the keeper by Vijay. A bit of a wayward throw means the batters are able to complete a scrambled second run without too much danger. This should be an interesting battle. Dillon likes to bowl around the wicket and spear it in full, which means the option to go down low and scoop it over the keeper is always on, especially given that Vijay likes to innovate along those lines. He goes down low, tries to slap a reverse hit through point, but does not find any contact on that one. There is a mild stoppage in play as the boundaries get adjusted. The wind dislodging a couple of the hoardings. This time he moves way into the offside and slaps it towards the fine leg region. There is a man in the deep who got to it, but he couldn't quite reel that in. I'm waiting to confirm if that is a 2 or a 4. The ball is being picked up from beyond the boundary. That is indeed 4. This time a different type of innovation by Vijay, moving way outside the off stump and opening up the fine leg region. He's been playing a lot of those reverses and he's been playing those paddles over the keeper's head, this time targeting the fine leg region. It has been a formidable challenge for the bowlers to keep this batting unit quiet. Multiple batters have displayed the ability to target multiple areas in the ground with their innovative strokes. Vijay Chintapalli moves on to 32 from 25. That was his 4th boundary. Possibly the first boundary in the leg side for him. The rest of those boundaries were typically off his reverse hits into the square region on the offside. The wind has picked up a little bit in the last few minutes here at Lauren Eden Elementary School in Hayward. It has been a pleasant afternoon, a fair bit of sun, temperature in the 70s Fahrenheit, and a pleasant breeze in the last 10-15 minutes or so. The only challenge with the breeze is the boundary holdings have been partying around a little bit. This is a pivotal phase in the innings. Warriors 126 for 3, 4.5 overs to go. Vijay advances down the track and tries to muscle that into the leg side. Good adjustment in length by the bowler, bowling it a little shorter and beating that attempted move. A slower ball, attempted reverse, finds the edge, huge appeal. The umpires are conferring. It was clear bat as the chirp from the fielding unit, but the batters are staying put as the umpires confer. Jainesh Mistry, the skipper and keeper, in business again. Attempted reverse by Vijay, finding possibly the leading edge, but the umpires have finally said, on your way. That is the end of an enterprising innings from Vijay Chintapalli. He departs for 32 from 27 balls. Classic case of if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. He was using this innovative stroke through the innings to punish the bowling, and on this occasion, though, finding a top pitch which was caught by the keeper. The wicket of Vijay means we are in a situation where we have 2 new batters in the middle. Nitin Kumar Kanduri had walked in a few minutes ago. He hasn't faced a ball yet. I'm also joined by Karthik, the man who shone in the Division C finals, winning the game for Esquila boys against Jerseys. Good afternoon, Karthik. Just tell our audience how many runs you scored and how was the experience of winning the finals?
It was a pretty intense game. It was fun. It was fun, basically. The Division C game. It was pretty close at the end, but it was a pretty amazing match to play with. Be part of it, and luckily we could score some runs and win the game for our team.
Congrats again on not just the man of the match, but also the title for your team.
Yes.
Did you have any particular shot you preferred over the course of the innings? Where did you score most of your runs?
Yeah, I was favoring more on the leg side because I was just trying to keep it simple. Like, okay, hey, those are my arc, and I just kept it simple out over there, and we went through with the shots. And the ground is actually a little more smoother out over there, so it was just, the outfield was like lightning quick. So it really helped. And the opposition also, I mean, like nothing taking away from the team also. They were like amazing. Last 6 over, they basically had to chase 96. They came close.
Watchfully defended into the offside. pair of new batters in the middle. They are quick enough to complete a second run. This ball sort of went into no man's land in between the fieldsman in the ring and the deep. A reminder to our followers live that Escuela boys beat Jersey 11 by barely 6 runs to nab the Division C title. The man who's talking right now alongside me, Karthik Sanjeeva, scored 69 runs of just 40 balls with 6 fours and a pair of sixes. Handsome contribution to a magnificent win. We've got a pair of batters in the middle who can both do a lot of damage. Sandeep Sagi in at number 6 alongside Nitin Kumar Kanduri at number 5. There is a mild stoppage in play, not quite sure what the delay is. I understand this is Escuela Boys' first title.
Right. Yeah. I think we just are a new team. I think the spring division and the summer division. This is when we started playing. We had a goal that we had to qualify to Division B. We're glad we reached there, and the win is basically the icing on the cake. So it's been like fun.
Excellent. Congratulations again, Karthik.
Thank you.
Very modest words from a man who's shown on the big stage. He not only took his side to the Division B by getting into the deep stage of the playoffs, but he's also made sure his team has got that shiny prize. Congrats again. Celebrate with the boys.
Yes, thank you so much.
And what is the name of your kid?
He's Kushagra Karthik.
Kushagra. Nice to meet you. Good afternoon.
Yeah. All right. Have a good one, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
It is Super Sunday at NACL because we have not one, not two, we have 3 finals across the 3 divisions C, B and A, and this is the last of those 3 battles. Driven into the offside, a bit of a half stop by the man running to his left at cover. Keeps the batters to a single. Kishan Panchal, the man who brought the Royal Knights back into this contest after that early barrage, is in operation. He's got a challenge on his hands against 2 gun batters, Sandeep Sagi and Nitin Kumar Kanduri. Nitin Kumar off the mark with the previous single. Can Panchal find a way past one of these batters in this over? Launched aerially over the fieldsman in the offside. That is a magnificent 6 by Sandeep Sagi, and that is not much of a surprise. This is a man who can walk into the middle and find the boundaries instantly. Danger signs for Royal Knights. Looking at the stats of the two batters in the middle, Nitin Kumar Kanduri has scored 84 runs of 56 balls through this tourney so far. He's played 5 games, averaging 28, striking a whopping 150. This time a wide. We haven't seen a wide in quite a while. Sandeep Sagi has had a quite a run with the bat so far, just 4 runs of his 5 games in this tourney. Attempted slap towards the square leg region results in an inside edge towards fine leg for a single. Big swing across the line by Nitin but he finds a bunch of thin air on that occasion. That is a useful dot ball for Kishan Panchal. Full toss sliding down the leg side. It runs towards fine leg. There is a man running back. The batters are quick enough to complete a second run. Again, attempted move through the mid-wicket region, finds none of the ball. That is a dot ball to finish 11-run over by Kishan. He's got figures of 2 for 19 of his 3 overs. Mighty Warriors, after 17 overs, 139 for 4. Harry Dillon into the attack for his last over. That has been launched aerially and that sails over the boundary, or not quite. The fielder running to his right seems to signal a 4. The umpire is walking back to confirm. It has been signaled 4 by Arun, the square leg umpire. Sandeep Sagi continuing his merry ways of scoring big hits. Just 4 balls in the middle. He's got a boundary. He's got a 4 and a 6 to be specific. A 4-5 field employed for Harry Dillon. That's a lovely ball. Change of pace, unfortunately, going a little wide of the tram line. Wide signal by the umpire. Four-five field, 4 fielders on the offside, all of them in the ring. This time Sandeep goes out of the ground. No debate this time. That cleared the boundary at least a dozen yards. The power plays are being taken to full toll. The only 2 fielders in the deep are a long on and a mid wicket, but Sandeep Sagi making them redundant with his handsome striking. 19 from 5, a 4 and a couple of 6s. Harry Dillon needs to find a different method to combat Sandeep. Any length he's able to put some air time on these balls. The delivery a ball ago, which was a wide, was actually a useful option. A little bit of hold up as the fielders try to hunt for the ball, but the ball has been salvaged. Mighty Warriors bring up their 150 with that handsome strike from Sandeep Sagi back at the toss. Jainesh Mistry, the Royal Knights skipper, was mentioning 120, 130 perhaps as an ideal target. Mighty Warriors have 3 more overs to go, and they already have 150 on the board with a couple of dangerous batters in the middle. Sandeep Sagi packs quite the flourish into his shots. Can Harry find a bit of change of pace or something? A loopy, slower delivery, almost a full toss, defeats the attempted sweep by the batter. Useful dot ball, good innovation by the bowler. Change of pace might be a useful option for the bowling unit at this point. Again, a slow leg cutter finds possibly the bat handle or the glove or the arm, but loops in safely in front of the keeper. Useful pair of dot balls by Harry. Good bit of change of pace. That might be the option for all the bowlers against Sandeep Sagi in this mode. Speared in full, and Sandeep obliges with a glorious drive. Almost caught by the yellow jerseys of the Esquila boys, but the ball defeating them as well. That is a 6 and some. This cleared the boundary by probably 10 yards. A bunch of yellow jerseys trying to find the ball in the far reaches of long off beyond the boundary. 25 from 8. With the help of 3 sixes and a 4, Sagi striking over 300. Lots of chirp from the dugout for Sagi. And why not? 3 sixes in his very, very brief stay so far. .160 for 4 after 18 overs. Sagi is 29 from 9 with that boundary. That is, the last shot is actually a 4, which might have just landed a fraction inside the boundary and bounded over the yellow jerseys. 29 from 9, 2 4s and 3 6s. Nitin Kumar Kanduri has been quite at the other end, not getting too much of strike, but he shouldn't be complaining too much with all the fireworks off the bat of Sandeep. Struck towards long on by Nitin for a single. Kishan Panchal about to bowl his last over. Can he find a way past Sandeep? Hold him! He does oblige the call of Royal Knights. He speared that one in full. Beat the big swing from Sandeep and finds timber. Sandeep falls for 29 of 10 balls. Magnificent innings, but magnificent delivery by Kishan Panchal as well. On pace, Yorker. That is an important moment for Royal Knights because this batter was taking the game away from them in a blink of an eye. Kishan Panchal sent the 2 openers back after a thunderous opening partnership, and now he has delivered another important moment for Royal Knights. 161 for 4. 161 for 5, I must add, after that wicket. The scorecard is yet to update. One more replay. Let's take a look at the replay again. That was speared in full, beating the big swing from Sandeep. Harsha, the man in at number 7. Push towards mid-on for a single. Nitin drives this one into the gap between the two fieldsmen in the ring on the offside. The outfield helping the fielders a little bit. Just plugging in the outfield a little bit there. The batters come back for what seems to be a couple of runs. Big swing, no contact on that occasion. A useful dot ball for Kishan. 4 runs and a wicket in this over so far, as Kishan is about to bowl the last ball of his spell. Can he close out with a wicket? Can he close out and nip out the dangerous Nitin Kumar Kanduri? That will be the icing on the cake for his terrific analysis. Speared in full. That is it that a wide? Full toss. Nitin has gone aerial. Long on completes a very, very tidy catch. Jai Desai in the action there, converting an important catch and sending back the dangerous Nitin Kumar Kanduri. That is a beautiful moment from a Royal Knights perspective. They've gotten rid of 2 dangerous batters in quick succession. Kishan Panchal delivering those timely wickets across his 4 overs, getting rid of 2 openers and getting rid of 2 dangerous middle order batters as well at the back end of the innings. His figures read a glowing 4 for 24 of his 4 overs. Mighty Warriors 165 for 5 after 19. Vishnuvardhan Reddy Puli in at number 8. He scored 25 runs in this tourney so far, average 4, strike rate 83 with the highest of 9, while Harsha has scored 17 runs prior to this game today, averaging 3, striking at 70. 1 more over to go. Mighty Warriors would be pretty happy already with their total 165 for 6. Big finals. They can apply the scoreboard pressure that skipper talked about during the toss interview. Slap towards the long off region. Long off is a little wide, which means the batters can scramble back for a quick couple of runs. Ilyas, the man at long off, would fielded. Correction, it's actually Harry Dillon at long off. Jay Desai with jersey number 777 bowling that last over. Again, long off is in business, a couple of singles. Ball into the pitch, which allows the batter to unleash a pull shot. Oh, it is a drop at the fence. The batters are able to complete what might have been 3 runs. That is bowled into the wicket and pulled high and handsome, but it popped out of the hands of the square leg fieldsman at the fence. It might have just burst through the hands and hit him on the chest perhaps. Oh, he's bowled him. That is a good comeback by the bowler. It has been quite the tidy over at the back end of the innings by Jay Desai. He took some punishment early on in the piece by the openers. Five runs of this over so far, and the wicket of Vishnu, bowled by Jay Desai. One more ball to go, the last ball of the innings coming up as the furniture is being reset by the umpires. Prem Kumar is the man walking in at number 9. He's scored 35 runs in this tournament so far, striking at 72 plus, averaging 11 with the highest of 19. Wide signal by the umpire down the leg side. This time bashed into the wicket, but way wide on the offside. That's a couple of costly wides. Seven runs to over so far. Last legal ball coming up. This time launched aerially. Long on runs forward, and long on completes a safe as a house catch. In the grand scheme of things, that is quite the good over, given that it's the last over of the innings. 5 runs plus a couple of wides and a couple of wickets. Not any significant damage done. Mighty Warriors post 172 for 7 of their 20 overs after being invited to bat first. That is a formidable total in general, a formidable total in the context of a finals. Teja Sripada, the skipper, mentioned scoreboard pressure. He was happy to lose the toss and be asked to bat first. Royal Knights will have to deliver an incredible chase if they have to overhaul this steep target. Let's take a look at the batting scorecard. After winning the toss and asking Mighty Warriors to bat first, the openers Teja Sriprada and Bhargav Vijini took a shine to the opposition, unfurling a lot of attacking strokes. 26 of 25 for Teja. Bhargav was punishing with his left-handed shots. Square leg was one of his preferred regions. 39 from 21, a pretty pulsating opening salvo by him. Krishna Teja in at number 3, 25 of 22, putting a lot of pressure on the bowling with his innovative shots. So did Vijay Chintapalli, taking a shine to the reverse hit through point. 32 from 27. Numbers 3 and 4 continuing the good work by the openers. Nitin Kumar Kanduri at 5, 6 of 8. Sandeep Sagi with a very handsome 29 of 10. Fireworks in the middle order towards the end, and a couple of single figures at the late stage. In the end, Warriors have 172 for 8 of their cut of 20 overs. Let's take a look at the bowling scorecard. Jay Desai 2 for 32, a couple of useful wickets at the last over. Dhruval Parekh 4 overs, 1 for 31, bowling amidst the carnage of that opening partnership. Harry Dillon 4 overs, 1 for 52. He travelled for a bit today. Kishan Panchal was the absolute star of the bowling unit. Despite the punishment for the other bowlers, he took some important wickets through the innings, both at the middle and at the late stage. 4 for 24 of his 4 overs. Shrikar V tidy, none for 23 with a spin across his 4 overs. Just a 1 over for Krishan Patel, which means Royal Knights need a pretty imposing 173 if they want their hands on the Division 8 title. We will take a 10-minute break, roughly 10-minute break, and see you folks at the other side of the break as Royal Knights come back for the chase. We thank you all for being on the live stream, and see you in a few minutes. Good afternoon, cricket fans of the Bay Area and NACL. We are back for the chase. This is the Division A title contest at NACL's Summer 2025 tourney. Royal Knights about to begin their pursuit of 173 runs to win the Division A title. For folks who are just joining us for the game, Knights had won the toss and invited Mighty Warriors to bat first. Mighty Warriors posting 172 for 8 on the back of a combination of performance from their batting unit. The opening partnership between Teja Sriprada and Bhargav Ujini was an entertaining one. 39 of just 21 for Bhargav. And the middle order, numbers 3 and 4, Krishna Teja and Vijay Chintapalli chiming in with a lot of runs in quick time. And Sandeep Sagi in at number 6, 29 from just 10 balls, putting an exclamation mark towards the latter 3 or 4 overs of the innings. Royal Knights have a pretty steep chase on their hands. First ball of the innings, wide signaled by the umpire. Bhargav Ujini with the ball, bowling what appears to be over the wicket. Dhruval Parikh and Ilyas Uddin are the gentlemen in the middle with the bat for Royal Knights. Bhargav Ujini is bowling left arm around the wicket. Dhruval Parikh trying to hit the ball into the leg side, finding not any contact on that occasion. This time launched aerially over the covers. Long off runs to his left and cover runs back. The batters complete a couple of runs. First runs off the bat for Royal Knights. Dhruval Parikh is off the mark. Not too many players find themselves with the privilege and the responsibility of opening the batting and the bowling. Bhargav here donning both roles. This time launched into the leg side. The ball seems to plug in the outfield. The man at deep mid-wicket runs to his right and keeps the batters to a couple of runs. Nice flat throw in from the deep. Lots of encouragement from the Royal Knights dugout. It appeared to be a four the moment it left the bat, but the outfield coming to the aid of Mighty Warriors on that occasion. This time launched down the ground, mid-on runs back. The ball might just find the fence this time. Huge applause from the dugout. They believe in their batters despite the steepness of this chase. 2, 2 and 4. That is a pretty boisterous start by Dhruval Parikh. The full offering from Bhargav met on the front foot by Dhruval. Bhargav has switched to left arm over the wicket after that boundary and slants this across the right-hander. Attempted drive, no contact from Dhruval. Dhruval Parikh has 94 runs in this competition prior to this innings, 94 striking at 105 plus. Again, attempted swing into the leg side, no contact. That is the end of an eventful first over. 9 runs of the over, courtesy of a wide, and 8 runs off the bat of Dhruval. Royal Knights 9 for none after 1. Ilyas Uddin will be taking up strike for the first time in this chase. He has scored 81 runs in this tournament so far of 85 balls, striking at 95, averaging 13.5 with a high score of 60. So he scored most of his runs in that one big innings of 60. Teja Sripada about to begin proceedings with the ball as well. So the opening pair of batters actually are opening the bowling as well for Mighty Warriors. That is a pretty interesting feature. Bowling right arm over the wicket, launched over the covers by Ilyas. Is the ball going to plug in the outfield? It does trickle to the fence for 4. No signal from the umpire. Ilyas also opening his account with a couple of runs. Much better from the bowler, a little fuller and climbing past the batter in the channel. Appeal for caught behind, attempted drive by the batter. The umpire is unmoved. Ball curving in the air away from the batter and defeating that swing of his. Floated up full, launched down the ground, 1, 2, 3 bounces, but Longoff is able to run across and keep the batters for a couple of runs. Krishna Teja with the man at Longoff, jersey number 11, who did the fielding on that occasion. It's been all even runs with the bat so far, 0s, 2s and 4s. This time launched aerially, Longoff, is he in business? He jumps in vain, the ball wins, defeats the boundary by a few yards. First 6 of the chase. First boundary off the bat of Ilyas Uddin. Lots of encouragement from the Royal Knights dugout. Every boundary will sustain their belief. Ilyas jumps into double figures with that 6, 10 of 5 so far. It appears as though the over is complete, although the scorecard suggests there's a ball to go. The even numbered scoring shots continue to play. Only 0s, 2s, 4s and 6s on display at the moment by Royal Knights. The equation now 154 runs in 18 overs. It is somewhere between 8 and 9 runs an over. That is a pacey delivery and the umpire says yes. The batsman is a little nonplussed. That was slanted across the right-hander and might have found a thin edge, although the batsman didn't think so. It is not very evident from the replay if that found the edge. but the reaction from the keeper was instantaneous, although that didn't necessarily tell you anything. Nonetheless, the umpire says on your way. Bhargav Vujini pricing out that handy wicket of Dribble Parikh. Prem Kumar, the man behind the stumps, who snaffled that edge. That is a very, very useful wicket because these two openers were looking pretty fluent. Bhagirat Singh Waghela in at number 3. He scored 91 runs off 68 balls in this tournament so far, average a lofty 45, striking at 130 plus with a best score of 45. So this is the man who can score in quick time, and which is exactly what the chasing team needs in today's game. A few adjustments in the field. There is a ring of fielders in the offside, 5 men in the ring. All full driven into the offside, but finds one of those 5 fielders. This time it is the cover fieldsman who intercepts. The only 2 fielders in deep are a deep fine leg and a deep mid wicket, but as we speak there are changes being made. Mid off has been sent back to long off and fine leg's been reeled back into the ring. Long on's been moved to the right towards mid wicket. Attempted slap towards the square leg region as Waghela moves across his stumps, but he didn't make any serious contact on that occasion. Full and pacey finds an edge and is gobbled up in the ring at the point region. Bhargav again incisive. He was influential with the bat at the top of the order, creating a lot of mayhem with the bat, and now he's doing a lot of damage with the ball as well. Bowling it wide off the off stump and taking it away from the right-hander with his angle. An angled shot popping into the hands of the point fieldsman. Bhagirat Singh has to depart for duck of 3 balls. Royal Knights in a little bit of trouble, 19 for 2. They got off to a pretty good partnership with the openers. Now a couple of wickets in quick succession. Dhaval Dangaria in at number 4. Again a right-hander. Another dot ball bowled outside the off stump. This has been a stirring offer so far, a couple of wickets and 3 dot balls around the wickets. Left alone by the batter. That is a stunning second over from Bhargav. He's got figures of 2 for 9 of his 2 overs. Royal Knights 19 for 2 after the 3. Dhaval Langaria has scored 16 runs in this tourney so far of 40 plus balls, averaging 4, striking at 36. He would love to make a big score on the big day for his side today. It is Ilyasuddin on strike at the moment as Tejas Sripada is about to bowl his second over. Officially played towards the mid-wicket fieldsman. There is a bit of confusion at the non-striker's end, but a slightly wavered throw means Dhaval is able to scramble back. Tejas operating with a 5-4 field. Defended into the offside. The cover fieldsman keeps the batters in check. A man at long off, a man at deep cover. Punched into the covers again for a useful dot ball. Elias goes high. There are a couple of fielders converging, and the ball bobbles out of the deep wicket fieldsman's attempted catch. That wasn't struck as fiercely as the batter would have wanted, got a lot of height. The deep mid-wicket fielder jogged to his left and got two hands to it, but unfortunately the ball popping out. A couple of runs to the batter. A useful life. Much needed luck for the Royal Knights. They need some luck in pursuit of this monster chase. This time struck firmly down the ground. Long off runs to his right, but the ball sails over his outstretched arms. That is a mighty 6 from Royal Knights, from the bat of Ilyasuddin. Short ball, pull shot, finds the top edge. Just eludes the keeper running back. The batters stick with a single. Oh, they are pushing for 2. It's going to be tight, but the batters make it safe eventually. The even numbered procession continues. It's been not 2 and 6 so far in this over. We haven't had a single in this innings yet. 29 for 2 after 4 overs are Royal Knights. The run rate 7.5 at the moment. Vishnuvardhan Reddy Puli is into the attack. Bowling right arm over the wicket. Attempted steer into the square region in the offside. No contact from Dhaval. Pacey delivery in the channel, draws a drive, finds the nick, and the Mighty Warriors converge to celebrate. That is skillful bowling by Vishnu. Pace on the ball and in the channel, inviting the drive. And a little bit of shape away from the right-hander, finding the edge. Safe take by the keeper. This is good skills by the Mighty Warriors bowling unit, specifically Vishnu, snaring a wicket off his second ball. Royal Knights in a spot of bother, 29 for 3 after 4.2. Harsh Kothari is the man in at number 5, walking in pretty early on in the innings. Vishnuvardhan has bagged 10 wickets prior to this finals in this tourney. His best of 3 for 35, economy overall 6.64. The other pair of opening bowlers, Teja and Bhargav. Teja has 13 wickets in this tournament. Bhargav 12 wickets prior to this finals, plus those 2 wickets he got in the first 2 overs. Both Teja and Bhargav economies 4.3 and 3.9, so they've been pretty solid with the ball through the tournament. Wickets across and control. Harsh Kothari has 100 plus runs in this tourney, averaging 12, striking at 56. Driven through the covers for what might be a couple of runs. It does plug in the outfield and the deep. Pushed into the covers, perhaps mid-off, a quick single. Try the non-strikers in, results in an overthrow, but the batters stay with their single. (31 for 3) in the middle of the 5th over. It has been an eventful start. A few runs from the openers and then a flurry of 3 wickets. The challenge for Royal Knights is, even if they get a few good overs or a great start, they are chasing an imposing target, so they have to keep the tempo up through the innings. Full ball launched aerially over covers. A couple of men converge. It is only going to be a single. Harsh Kothari with a 2 and a 1 to get his innings underway. 3 of 2 so far. Ilyazuddin 20 of 12. Must add that single, the last 2 singles were finally the first singles of the innings. It broke the even numbered streak that was on until that moment. Uppishly played over the covers by the left-hander. This might be another couple of runs. Point runs back and cleans up. And of 5 overs, Royal Knights 35 for 3. Tejas prepared to continue his spell into his third over. Bowled full, launched high into the leg side. Deep mid wicket is in business again. This time he pouches it safely. Ilyas Uddin falls in the pursuit of quick runs. That is a big wicket. He was set and looking confident. He falls for 21 of 14 balls with the help of 2 sixes. Bhargav, the man in action again. He's been handy with the bat and with the ball, and now in the deep as well. .35 for 4 Royal Knights after 5.1. They are in a bit of trouble at the moment. Harry Dillon in at number 6 with his side in some trouble. They need a partnership ASAP. They need to stem the fall of wickets, and they need to keep an eye on the required rate. It is around about the 9 run and over mark at the moment. Harry Dillon is the top scorer for Royal Knights through this tournament. 143 runs from 120 odd balls, averaging close to 16 and striking at 115 with a high score of 40. Three men in the deep on the leg side as Teja goes around the wicket. Harry moves across and sort of sweeps this towards the deep square leg region for a single. He's off the mark immediately. A little bit of adjustment in the field for Harsh, left-hander. Teja switches back to bowling over the wicket to the left-hander. Driven along the ground through the covers for a single. A few chirps of encouragement for the bowler, and a few chirps from the Stellar's Jay on the trees nearby. Harry goes low and tries to reverse that one, but no contact. Earlier in the afternoon, Mighty Warriors put on a display of skillful, innovative batting, lots of reverse hits, lots of paddles and scoops as well in that innings. That was bowled across the batter. That is a good bit of adjustment by the bowler Teja. Harry going across and trying to open up the square leg region. The bowler widening his line. Good bit of cat and mouse from the bowler and batter there. Again, a move across and a move into the leg side, but no significant contact. That is a very, very tidy third over from Teja. He's got figures of 1 for 22 of his 3 overs. Just a couple of runs in this last over and that important wicket. Royal Knights are 37 for 4 after 6. Launched uppishly over the infield. There is a wideish long on in place. Harsh gets a single. Vishnu Vardhan Reddy bowling his second over. All 3 bowlers employed so far have delivered wickets. Harry gets a good chunk of that. Square leg runs in. The ball sort of yorks him a little bit. A single for the batters. Harry's been intent on moving across the offside and opening up the square leg region through his brief stay so far. That was his third attempt of that shot this time, though the shortness of the ball allowing him to get hold of a nice pull shot. Harsh swings it around the corner, a tumbling stop in the deep by the deep square leg fieldsman. The batters can only get a single for that shot. A decent shot by Harsh Kothari. Harry shapes with a move across the line again, finds a little bit of under edge going to the keeper on the bounce. It's been a quiet stretch of 3 overs after that Elias 6 in the 5th over, perhaps the 4th over. Bowled Fuller. Harry trying to defend that one, but defeated by that delivery. Good skillful bowling by Vishnu Vardhan Reddy at the moment. Harry tries to reverse that, finds no contact. That is the end of a very, very tidy over by Vishnu. 3 singles followed by 3 dot balls on the bounce. He's got figures of 1 for 9 of his 2 overs so far. Royal Knights 40 for 4 after 7 overs, in need of some urgent boundaries. Nitin Kumar Kanduri with the ball, bowling right arm over the wicket. Attempted slice by Harsh into the offside, makes no contact. Harsh Kotari 8 of 6 so far, Harry Dillon 2 of 8 so far. Guided through the point region for a single by Harsh. Again a big swing into the square leg region by Harry, again no contact. Nitin Kumar Kanduri has taken 8 wickets in his tournament so far of his 5 matches, best of 2 for 3, economy 3.7. That has been hit towards the deep square leg fieldsman. That is yet another wicket gone in the outfield for Royal Knights. Nitin Kumar Kanduri making an impact in his first over as well. The trend of each bowler deployed delivering wickets continues for mighty Warriors. Royal Knights in all sorts of trouble at the moment as Harry Dillon makes the long trek back. He falls for 2 of 10. Lots of attempted shots into the leg side. Unfortunately today that shot not quite yielding too many runs and eventually leading to his downfall. Bhargav again featuring in the deep with a pair of safe catches already. Jay Desai in at number 7. After quite the bright start by Royal Knights opening partnership, things have slowed down. The chase has sputtered a little bit. Plenty of wickets by the bowling unit. 41 for 5. Can Jay and Harsh stem the rot? Can they put together a partnership for the next at least 3 or 4 overs, perhaps get 20 runs? Guided into the offside by Jay, but they opt to not take that single. That appeared to be a slower delivery, might have just slipped down the leg side, called a wide. Good change of pace, but the line was off track. Paddle towards the vacant fine leg region. There is a man wide fine leg or almost square leg, but it's the man running to his left from the deep on the offside who does the fielding eventually. That is a couple of runs. .44 for 5 after 8 overs are Royal Knights to target 129 runs from the remaining 12 overs with 5 wickets in the bank at the moment. Sandeep Sagi will take the ball for the first time. He was tremendous with the bat in his brief stay, ransacking 29 runs with just 10 balls, 2 fours and 3 sixes to the cause. Is he going to make an instant impact with the ball is the question from a Mighty Warriors perspective. Driven along the ground through the mid-wicket region by left-handed Harsh. That is a single. Harsh moves on to double figures with that single, 10 of 9 balls so far. Sandeep Sagi has taken 9 wickets in this tourney so far, best of 4 for 24, economy 5.7, averaging a very handy 7 runs per wicket. Jay Desai on strike. Sagi is bowling off spin around the wicket. Jay Desai trying to shape for a reverse but choosing to just block the delivery with his pad on that occasion. Three men end the deep on the leg side, a long on a mid wicket and a deep fine leg. This time slanted across the right-hander. Pace here offering from the bowler as well. Jay goes down low and tries to connect a reverse hit that might have hit the pad more than bat. Mild appeal for caught behind, but no, says the umpire. Bowled with a bit of bustling pace, angled across the right-hander from around the wicket. Beats the bat. Fourth dot ball on the bounce. Sandeep Sagi is making things difficult for the batters at the moment. Again, a polite inquiry for caught behind. Jay Desai attempts another reverse hit, but again a bunch of thin air. That is 5 dot balls on the bounce by Sandeep. Just 1 run of his first over. Knights 45 for 5 after 9. Harsh helps us over the infield. Square leg is running back. That is a much needed boundary for the Royal Knights. It has bowled a little shorter. Harsh getting inside the line and pulling that one over the square leg region. Nitin Kumar Kanduri operating over the wicket, right arm over the wicket to the left-handed batter. Harsh Kotari moves to 14 of 10. That is a 4 after a slightly fallow period. We haven't seen a boundary in the last 5 overs. Oh, he's bowled him. That is some riposte. Nitin Kumar Kanduri responding to that short ball, which got punished for 4 with a foolish offering, defeating the batter. And the stumps are poleaxed. The Blue Jays nearby, the Steelers Jays chirp in approval as we look at the replay. That is bowled full. Harsh might have played down the wrong line. The ball sneaking between the bat and pad and sending the stumps tumbling over. Royal Knights slumped to 49 for 6 in the middle of the 10th over. Nitin Kumar Kanduri has a pair of wickets already. He's barely into his second over. Kishan Panchal walks in at number 8. Kishan Panchal's scored 126 runs across his 10 games in this tourney so far of 79 balls, striking at 160 with a best of 47. It is one-way traffic at the moment, but can Kishan have a say about that? Can he find, first of all, a partnership alongside Jay and find some boundaries? Kishan lets that one go. Tidy stuff from Nitin Kumar Kanduri. Good afternoon, Rezabai. I've been joined by Mr. Rezabai and Mr. Biju Nair beside us. Nice, pleasant fall afternoon for cricket.
We have been graciously visited by Biju Nair, owner of Blazers Cricket Academy, Blazers minor league team. He will be helping us hand out trophies. Playing a great role in growing cricket in the Bay Area, especially the youth.
Push towards a short mid-wicket fieldsman that is 3 dots on the bounce. Study stuff from Nitin Kumar Kanduri. Going back to our special guest here, the esteemed Mr. Biju Nair, head of the Blazers Cricket Academy, encouraging a lot of grassroots cricket development. And in recent times, East Bay Blazers have been making a splash in the minor league. They were in the playoffs in Dallas. They were within a whisker of qualifying for the finals. Congrats to Mr. Biju Nair and his entire team and the players for that sterling run. What I heard back from the players and the staff is next time we'll bring the title back. That was the call from the players.
Happy to let you all know the ground Bowman Elementary, the one that we just got, that we play every Sunday. Biju Nair has played a big part in that. He helped us get the ground and he helped us develop it. And hand in hand, he supports us through a lot of different ventures that he has. He's actually sponsored the finals today. He's done some amazing work for NACL and just cricket in general.
At the halfway stage, Royal Knights 49 for 6 as the players take a quick drinks break. They are 124 runs adrift off this target, just 4 wickets in the bank. It is looking pretty unlikely at the moment. Mighty Warriors in the box seat. Good afternoon, folks. Welcome back to the last 1/4 of this finals. We're back live from Hayward, California. Royal Knights in pursuit of a mountainous chase of 172. At the halfway stage, they are quite adrift off the target. 6 wickets down. That is pushed towards the mid-wicket fieldsman for a dot ball. Jay Desai, the man on strike at the moment. Kishan Panchal are the non-strikers in, yet to get off the mark. Sandeep Sagi beginning proceedings in the 11th over, bowling around the wicket. That has been speared in to the block hole, defended by Jay. Jay winds up and hits that one towards the short mid-wicket region. That is a single. Sandeep's been very difficult to get away with so far. 1.3 overs. Just a couple of runs conceded. Can Kishan Panchal get going in this middle stage? Can he? Left alone by the batter. Pacey delivery from the bowler, angling it across the right-handed batter. Kishan tries to go boom, but only finds a tickle towards the keeper. That is another incision by Sandeep Sagi. He was instrumental with the bat at the death and has been influential with the ball in his short spell so far, proving very hard to get away with his around the wicket angle, spearing in those fastish deliveries, this time coaxing an edge off Kishan. Kishan Panchal has to make the long trek back for not of 5 balls. Not of 6 balls, in fact. Wicketkeeper Prem Kumar snaffling that take. That is Prem Kumar's 3rd catch in this innings so far. 3 out of 7 wickets falling to a caught behind. The umpire is thinking about wide it is. Shrikar V, the man in at number 9. Shrikar's picked up 38 runs in this tourney so far, averaging 9.5, striking at 80 with the highest of 26. Sagi lands that close to the block hole, defended by the batter. That is the end of another economical over by Sagi. Just a run of the bat and a wide. He's got figures of 1 for 3 of his 2 overs, extremely thrifty. Royal Knights 51 for 7 after 11 overs. Tickle towards the square leg region for a dot ball as Nitin Kumar continues to bowl. He is into his 3rd over. He's got figures of 2 for 8 at the moment. He'll be looking to add to that wicket tally. Can Royal Knights find some runs in this middle stage? Jai tries to fetch that and go across into the leg side. No contact. Shorter delivery. Jay gets a pull shot going, but that was hit straight to the man at short square leg. Jay gets a chunk of that. That has been launched over the wide long on region. That is a magnificent stroke by Jay, finally getting a good connection on that one. That is the first six since Ilyas Uddin had fallen several overs ago. Third six of the innings. Bowled shorter. Jay tries to pull that one. Does not quite make any connection. That is the end of Nitin Kumar's third over. He's got figures of 2 for 14 after his 3, as Royal Knights find themselves 57 for 7 after 12. Sandeep Sagi continues. Vishnuvardhan Reddy, in fact, is the man who's in the attack, not Sandeep. Into his third over, he's bowling right arm over the wicket. Again bowled in the channel, again attempted shot into the offside by Shrikar, no contact. Bowled full, driven off the front foot towards long off for a single. Jay gets a pull shot going. 2 men running back. Ball plugs in the outfield. The batters come back for a couple of runs towards fine leg. Pull shot. Again a pull shot by Jay. This time the man at square leg runs back in a slightly different direction. The batters have enough time to complete a second. That pair of twos taking the Royal Knights past 60, 62 for 7 at the moment. 12.5 overs. Jay Desai 13 from 18 with one big six in the previous over. Bowled Fuller this time. They shy of the non-strikers end. The batter would have been shot, but the throw just a little wide of the stumps. Vishnu, after trying to hit the deck in the previous two deliveries, this time going on a Fuller option. That is the end of the 13th over. Royal Knights 62 for 7. Sandeep Sagi about to bowl the 14th over of the game. The target now looking an ominous, almost impossible 111 runs if 7 overs. Attempted swing into the offside by Shrikar, correction. Some guided into the gully region by Shrikar for a dot ball. He's been playing a quiet little innings here at the moment, 1 of 6. That is bowled shorter. Shrikar gets a pull shot going. Deep square leg runs to his left as the batters come back for a couple of runs. Nice flat throw in back towards the bowler. Bolden Fuller angling across the batter defeats the attempted push into the offside by the batter. Sagi continues to be absolutely difficult to get away with the ball. Was dynamite with the bat, and thrifty with the ball so far. This time guided into the offside and the gap as well by Shrikar. Cover runs back to keep the batters to a single. Watchfully guided towards the wide slip or gully region by Jai Desai. That is the end of another extremely constricting over by Sandeep Sagi. Just 3 runs off this over. He's got figures of 1 for 6 of his 3 overs. Royal Knights 65 for 7 after 14. Folks on the live stream, this has been a day of 3 finals. Earlier in the morning and afternoon, the Division B and the Division C finals were complete. Orange Army taking the Division B title right here at this ground in the morning and afternoon, early afternoon, defeating Kings 11, winning by 6 wickets. And Escuela Boys defeating Jersey 11 in quite the close contest for the Division C title. here. Mighty Warriors have this game by the scruff. Foolish delivery pushed towards the offside. That is a dot ball. Jedi goes across, but unfortunately finds a man in the ring at mid-wicket. He seemed to get a decent bit of bat on that, but it had just the right height for the man at the edge of the circle to snare it. Jai Desai departs for 13 from 22, aided with that handsome 6. Royal Knights slumped to 67 for 8 after 14.2 overs. Krushank Patel in at number 10. He's made 23 runs in this tourney so far, averaging 7.6, strike rate just a little south of 50, high score of 11. At the moment it has been steered into the third man region for a single. Krushank is off the mark with a decent looking stroke. Toss, head towards the short mid-wicket fielder on the bounce. At the moment it's looking pretty academic. 100 plus runs in 5.5 overs. Shrikar tries to steer this one into the offside, finds the point fieldsman. That is another dot ball. Vishnuvardhan about to bowl the last ball of his spell. 2 for 17 so far. He picked up 10 wickets in this tourney prior to this game, so he's got 12 overall amongst the top 3 bowlers for Mighty Warriors. That is bashed into the wicket, defeats the batter, and that is the end of Vishnu's spell. 2 for 17 of his 4 overs. Royal Knights 68 of 15 overs. Dug into the wicket, not quite middled, forcing shot by the batter. Vamsi Reddy bowling his first over. Worked away off the pads, but straight to the man in the ring. the offside by Krishang Patel. At the moment, Royal Knights might just be content playing out the overs. The equation 100 plus runs and 4.5 overs. Attempted drive beats the bat. Push towards the long on region by the batter for a single. Krishang Patel moves to 2 with that single. Vamsi Reddy has picked up 3 wickets in this tournament so far, 3 for 23. Best of 2 for 18, economy 4.6. That has been worked into the offside for a single. Couple of runs of Vamsi Reddy's first over. Royal Knights 70 for 8 after 16. Foolish delivery lifted over the infield towards the long on fieldsman. That is a single, the shrieker. Krishang tries to reverse, slap that one, makes no contact. The reverse has been markedly absent during the chase compared to the first innings when lots of Mighty Warriors batters employed that, especially the middle order pair of Vijay Chintapalli and Krishna Teja Reddy. That has been launched over the covers. Will that go for 4 or that plug in the outfield? It does go for 4. That is a useful boundary. There is some more fight from the lower order. Krishang Patel getting his first boundary. This time a pull shot, appeal for caught behind. The umpire is unmoved. Driven back towards the bowler. Slapped towards the fine leg region. To go to close. Royal Knights 74 for 8. They need 99 runs in 3 overs. It is all but academic at the moment. Attempted cut shot beats the bat. That is called a wide by the umpire. Vamsi Reddy bowling his second over. Push towards the offside, a bit of a misfield allows the batters to complete a single. Unfortunately though, the throw is accurate and the batter is shot at the striker's end. So it appears that Shrikar V is run out at the striker's end, although we have to confirm in a second. Batters running off a misfield, and Shrikar was a couple of yards short. Tidy throw back towards the keeper. Skipper Janish Mistry in at number 11 has been steered towards the point region for a dot ball. 4 men in the ring on the offside between slip and covers. Vamsi hits this one over the offside. It trickles into the fence for a useful boundary. Pretty cool way to get off the mark for the skipper. Is bowled wide and short, inviting the cut shot over the cover point region. Again, a slap through the covers. Cover runs back. The ball plugs in the outfield. The batters come back for a scrambled couple of runs. Might have been a touch close at the non-striker's end, but the batters are adjudged safe by the umpire. And the batters end safely. This time edged towards the slip region for a dot ball. That is by Janish. That is the end of the 18th over. 7 runs including a wide and a boundary. Royal Knights 81 for 9 after 18 overs. They are still 92 runs adrift of the target. Mighty Warriors all but home at the moment, within 12 balls or 1 wicket off the Division A title. Vijay Chintapalli about to bowl his second over. Off spin from right arm over the wicket. Prashant Patel on strike. Pushed into the covers, or pushed into the long off in fact, for a single. Driven down the ground by Janish. Long off in business again. Teja runs to his right to clean up. The batters would love to play the remaining 10 balls or so instead of being bundled out. Big swing by the batter. Might have found a trickle or a hint of bat. The keeper couldn't quite catch up to it. Burst through the gloves. Not 100% sure of his bat. This time launched into the square leg region. The men in the infield run back and the batters scramble a couple of runs. Prashant Patel moves to 8 with that pair of runs. Full toss, attempted reverse, stopped by the gully fielder. Batter would have felt he missed out on a couple of runs at least on that occasion. Last ball of the penultimate over coming up. Shutter slapped into the deep. It runs away through deep square leg for 4. Useful runs for Krishank Patel and Royal Knights. They move to 89 for 9 after 19 overs. They are 6 balls away from the end of the Division A finals. Nitin Kumar Kanduri to round out the innings, bowling the last over. Janish trying to work the run into the offside. The ball scuttling underneath the bat. As we are 5 balls away from the close, 5 balls away from Mighty Warriors being the Division A champs. That is a good cut shot by Janish Mistry and also in the gap. 2 fielders run back. Ball plugs a couple of yards in front of the fence. A useful couple of runs for the skipper in at number 11. He moves to 9 from 7. We reflect on a season of stirring cricket across the 3 divisions. Lots of teams chomping at the bit to give the best account of their cricketing selves. Driven back towards the bowler. Try the non-strikers in, but the non-strikers in. We are barely a minute or 2 away from the end of this Division A title fight. Or Flourish edged through the slips. A bit of misfield allows the batters to complete a single. We reflect on this spring tourney of a lot of good cricket by teams across the 3 divisions. That has been slapped uppishly. Cover runs back. Can he catch it? He can catch it. That is a fine way to clinch the win for Mighty Warriors. A running catch in the infield to put a full stop to a dominant win by Mighty Warriors. Asked to bat first earlier in the afternoon by the skipper of Royal Knights. They posted an imposing 172 for 8 and have managed to reel the Royal Knights in for 93. All out with a couple of balls to go towards the close. That is a towering 79-run victory for the Mighty Warriors. This is not their first title. They are used to the big stage. This time it is a big win for the spring title. Correction, the summer title. Sandeep Sagi, the man at cover who ran to his right to snaffle that winning catch. It is appropriate that he took the catch. He has been an influential man on this big finals. Electric with the bat, constricting with the ball, and handy in the field as well. Let's take a look at the scorecard. Mighty Warriors are champions, win by 79 runs. As the trophy-laden table is being set up in the middle, we'll take a look at the highlights. That is the opening partnership over the cover region. It trickles into the boundary after a few bounces. That is a continuation of this. Mighty Warriors as Harry continues to pull around the wicket. Control this finals, a pulsating opening partnership between a left and right combination, finding the boundaries and regularity in the first 5 or 6 overs, scoring at 9 runs and over. Bhargav there, the left-hander, pulverizing the square leg region. Again, that time mid-wicket, he took a shine to every one of the bowlers in the first 5 or 6 overs and really set the Mighty Warriors up for a great total. That is a mighty 6 this time. again launched into the far reaches of long on. Jai Desai, the bowler on that occasion. The leg spin of Shrikar for a cover-driven boundary by Teja. Bhargav eventually dismissed for a toppage. Teja to a pretty acrobatic catch by the skipper Jainesh Mistry behind the wicket. Krishna Teja in at number 3 with a lot of shots behind the wicket using his long levers and innovation to good effect. Vijay Chintapalli in at 4 as well, showing off a lot of reverse hits targeting the square point region. Both these batters piling the pressure on with skillful, deft batting. More reversed boundaries by Vijay Chintapalli in the square region. He really loved that region. And on occasion, the conventional shots, Krishna Teja launching it down the ground there. This time going over covers, but caught. The run skipped continuing to flow off the bats of the Mighty Warriors middle order as well. On that occasion, Vijay going far into the offside to fetch it. Finally, a caught behind. Sandeep Sagi got into the act in the last 4 overs, walked in and started finding the boundaries in real quick time, smashing one over the covers and here over the deep mid-wicket region. He really made sure this total went into the region of almost impossible. 3 sixes inside his first 7 balls for Sandeep there. Eventually bowled, playing down the wrong line. Kishan, the man with the ball, delivering quite a few important wickets through the top and middle order. A couple late boundaries from the lower order as well eventually took Mighty Warriors to quite the imposing total. Kishan, the only man with the ball who could really control the batting unit. Let's take a look at the chase. Ilyas finding a couple of early boundaries alongside the company of Dhruvil. That was a handsome 6 by Dhruvil. Once Dhruvil departed, the wickets started tumbling. After a brief opening stand, Mighty Warriors started striking with regularity. Despite a couple of dropped chances, the wickets kept flowing, courtesy of some skillful bowling and safe catching. Harry D trying to go into the square leg region often but not succeeding today. Harsh Kothari, the left-hander, offering some runs in the middle order but too few in the context of this big chase. There he was yorked by Nitin. Sandeep got into the act with the ball as well, angling in that across and getting a caught behind. Jai Desai found one off the middle of the bat which went flying over mid-wicket. Vijay Chintapalli with his off breaks in the middle stages as the game drifted into academic territory. The final rights of the last wicket stand adding a few runs. I'll call him 1 minute. That was the last wicket. Caught cover. End of the chase. Mighty Warriors take the win and the Division A title by 79 runs. That is the chasing scorecard of Royal Knights. 93 all out, 19.4 overs. 21 from 14 for Ilyas Uddin with a couple of handy sixes. That was a brief and promising partnership up top alongside Dhruvil, but it's all too brief in the context of the steep chase. 14 from 11 is Harsh Kothari's innings in the middle. Jai 13 from 22 with 1-6, and at the death 12 of 17 and 10 of 9 unbeaten by the skipper Jainesh. Nonetheless, the total 93, a far reach from the eventual target. Mighty Warriors bowling, they had firepower across the bowling card. 2 overs 2 for 9 from the incisive left-handed Bhargav. Teja Shripala tidied 3 overs 1 for 22. After a slightly costly first over, he came back well. Vishnu 4 overs 2 for 17 had control. Nitin Kumar Kanduri 3 for 18, control plus wickets. Sandeep Sagi was constricting with his fastish line around the wicket. 3 overs 1 for 6, extremely good economy after doing a lot of damage with the bat at the death. And a couple of overs each from Vamsi and Vijay at the end to round out that bowling card. A pretty all-round show from Mighty Warriors with bat and ball, eventually overcoming Royal Knights and taking a much-deserved Division A title. We want to take this opportunity to thank all the folks on the live stream who followed the games today, not just Division A finals, the games between teams across the divisions. The match summary: Mighty Warriors 20 overs 172 for 8, and Royal Knights 93 all out, win by 79 runs for Mighty Warriors. Multiple candidates for player of the match. I don't quite know if the decision has been made. Sandeep Sagi might be a candidate. The opener Bhargav Vujini would be a sterling candidate, again influenced with bat and ball. We want to thank our viewers for staying with us. We want to shout out to all the cricket teams which have been playing through this summer tourney across the divisions for serving up some very, very good cricket. And congratulations to all the 6 finalists across the 3 divisions today. Congrats to Esquila Boys, Orange Army and Mighty Warriors for being triumphant in divisions C, B and A. Shout out to the NACL management committee, the leadership and the members for putting in the work behind the scenes. Congrats to the winners. Shout out to Mr. Vishal Tikku, who's been manning the broadcast, the live stream, the cameras for this finals, traveling all the way from Arizona and making sure we have a high quality broadcast. This is your commentator Hari Venkatramani signing off. See you folks at a different tournament pretty soon. Good afternoon and good evening wherever you are. Adios.